In this video, I thought I would talk about the places that I would move to in 2025 if I were looking to make a move to the Portland area. So if you're interested in hearing about that, we're getting after it right now. If you're new to our community, welcome. Hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you can get our content that we drop every single week on living in Portland, Portland life, if you will. That's the name of our channel. And if you are thinking about making a move to the Portland area, do not be shy. We have all of our contact information listed below, and we'd love to get the reach outs. If I were moving to Portland, Oregon in 2025, these are the places that I would move to. Now, making a move to any neighborhood or nook or cranny of Portland is a very subjective opinion, but I'm just looking at it from my perspective. When I look at the different areas of Portland, where would I move to and what are the reasons I would move to? So that's what we're talking about today. Okay, let's talk about the first city that I would, or the neighborhood in which I would move to. That is Sellwood-Moreland area. We've actually done a video on it. It's considered to be on the east side of town, but the dynamic thing about the Sellwood area is it's super close to downtown while kind of feeling like it's its own little community on the east side. You've probably heard other videos where we talk about Sellwood being a cult following location because a lot of people do research on Portland neighborhoods and they always talk to us about, we want to move to Sellwood. Why though? Well, Sellwood has that just quintessential Portland feel to it. It's got a walkability to it. So if you wanted to walk to the bakeries, the restaurants, the coffee shops, the antique, retail, it's all kind of right there. Sellwood's actually pretty flat. So we talk a lot about in our videos how Portland is not necessarily considered a flat town. We're actually pretty darn hilly, but if you're looking for a nice, flat, walkable location, close to things, walkability, we talk about that a lot, and you're looking for that Portland vibe where you get those cute bungalows and Tudors and just these like quaint houses that were built back in the 40s, 30s, 20s, that charm, that just essence of Portland, that is the place to be. In fact, even if you don't want to buy into a single family dwelling there, they've got really fabulous townhome and condo options. So you really have a wide variety of housing there. Now, you're not going to get the big mansion style properties that are, multi-million dollars there. You do pay a pretty penny to live in Sellwood, but you can get in there relatively, within a good price point. So there's a lot of variety there. They've got parks, they've got the schools there, they've got new seasons. It's just a great place to kind of explore in general. You don't really have to leave the Sellwood area to do a lot of your just basic grocery shopping or meeting up with friends at a local pub or walking your dog or whatnot. It's kind of, right there. And it's really close to the downtown area. If you're commuting to the downtown area, whether it's west side or east side, you're really close. You can bike to things, you can walk to things. Public transportation is there. You've got, you're right off the river. So the Sellwood area sits on the Willamette River. They've got like Oaks Park down there for reference. So if you're working up, say at OHSU, just across the river, you're really close by. If you're working downtown Portland, you're working anywhere on the inner west side, you can kind of get to and from pretty easily and not have to sit in long traffic. They've got a beautiful newer bridge that leads over to the Sellwood side, which has been really great for traffic since traffic used to be really hard back in the day when they had the previous Sellwood bridge. But Sellwood in general just has this essence of kind of everything Portland's about, and we just get a lot of people with a lot of demand asking to move to Portland. So we do definitely do a lot of tours in the housing arena there, and I just think it's a great place to kind of like land in Portland. Like if you're looking for like the best of all worlds in Portland, this is the neighborhood to beat. All right, the second neighborhood I'm going to bring up, and we've actually done a video or two on it, is West Linn, Oregon. This is considered on the west side of Portland. Now, why West Linn? Well, if you're looking for more of a bedroom community with really good school districts, West Linn's hard to beat because you're not paying the primo pricing that you would if you were looking at Lake Oswego. I know a lot of people are looking at Lake Oswego. It's the first city everybody always hears about, but you are paying a lot of money to live in Lake Oswego, and we find it prices a lot of people out, or they just realize they're just not getting a lot for their money, even if they're spending $1 million plus. So we like to talk about West Linn as the next best option. It's like the sister neighborhood to Lake Oswego. You're looking on average, you can get a good house in the 800s, the 900s, even 7 and 6s that you have inventory there. But one specific area of West Linn that I think a lot of people just pass on, they don't realize it's there even, is the Willamette district of West Linn. Now, why do I bring this up? Because it's kind of its own little offshoot of West Linn. We've done a video on it. It's a walkable little area of in the downtown Willamette area. They've got it's really kind of come a long ways in the years. It used to be, when I was growing up in West Linn, that used to be a really rundown area, tired, the house is really old. Now it is like the polar opposite. It's renovated. It's where everyone wants to buy. They've taken these older homes and renovated them and added on to them. They're unique. They've even, peppered in some newer, construction throughout. But that downtown neighborhood feels like you're on the east side of town. It's like the best of the west and the east sides of Portland, where, you're in this great area that's known for West Linn for schools and, just community, but you have that feeling like you're on the east side in the walkable areas. And we've done a video on walkability. We talk a lot about it because people always ask us, they want to be in the walkable areas. But that part of West Linn specifically is a gem, and people often overlook it. And we have sold a lot in there, and we've had a lot of listings in that area. And the people that are coming to that area are coming from the east side of town saying, I want the vibe of the east side mixed with these other elements that sometimes the west side has. So if you're looking for an area, neighborhood specific, and in the West Linn area, we're highly encouraging people to consider Willamette. It also butts up against the Willamette River. It has Willamette Park. You can walk to the Willamette Elementary School. Walk, walk, walk. That's, the theme there. And it's got just a lot of things going on. That downtown area has a lot of vibrancy. They do a lot in the way of farmers markets. There's all kinds of stuff that goes on throughout the year. So if you're looking for an area that has like just that active community feel, you cannot beat the Willamette area. All right, we're jumping back over to the east side, further out in the suburbs, and it's Happy Valley. Why does Happy Valley get one of my top neighborhoods? Well, first of all, it is further out. It's east of the 205. It's kind of on a hill. It's a lot more hillier over there, but there's a lot more newer construction going on out there. They have a lot of newer kind of malls and retail going on out there. And believe it or not, statistically speaking, of all the cities in the Portland metro area, that has had the greatest amount of growth in the last several years. There's a lot of people moving to that area. It is very close to the airport. So if you're commuting a lot out of the city and you need to get to the airport quickly, that is a great suburb to be a part of. There's condos, there's townhomes, there's lots of single family homes. And if you're looking for a view, a lot of the properties that are in Happy Valley sitting on the hill have that as an option. A lot of people come to Portland because they want views, and that is one area of town you can certainly get. It is not totally priced out, but there are areas of Happy Valley you're going to see a pretty penny for the properties, but you can get a lot more for your money in Happy Valley than most areas on the west side of town because of good schools, location, and the views. So if you're looking for an area that has a newer feel to it, a lot of new retail, restaurants, just kind of that, like it's growing vibe, then Happy Valley is for you. Okay, we're coming back over to the west side now, and we're talking about Sherwood. Sherwood is a fantastic city. We've done actually a couple of videos on Sherwood, and Sherwood used to be one of these small towns that a lot of people never wanted to move to because they thought it was too small and too far out, and now it's quite the opposite. It's where everyone's wanting to move to. It's a booming and growing community. You can find new construction there. There's a lot of neighborhoods. Some of them are planned, like Woodhaven. You drive down and it just feels like this cute, charming, Beaver Cleaver kind of a feel. You got the YMCA right there in the corner. They have just built in the last couple of years or so the largest high school in the state of Oregon. If you look at this thing, it is a fortress. It is massive. So there are a lot of families moving into this neighborhood and that live in this area. It's got a lot of your franchise type restaurants. So it's one of those areas where you're going to see a lot of, the stuff that, if you're looking for quick food, they've got it. They've got a Walmart. Walmart, they've got a Target. They're building and growing all over the place. A lot of their retail is coming in further. We've done a video where we talk about, just around that, the big retail areas around the Walmarts and so forth. They're continuing to bring in new businesses. It is also further out to the point where you don't feel like you're in a big city. So if you're looking to be in an area that has its own community, you don't have to leave the area for any kind of amenities. You can stay in Sherwood for almost everything, with the exception of maybe, going out for your job or whatnot. It is close to the Tigard, close to Tualatin, close to Wilsonville. You can get on the I-5 through the back roads pretty easily. And it's just really coming into its own over the last several years. We're noticing people are also developing a cult following for Sherwood. They hear about Sherwood, or they're living in other communities and they're trying to get to Sherwood. So it's a strong sense of what's happening in the community for people to move to that location. So if you're looking for a good suburban town, good schools, all the amenities around you, a little further out, not quite further out, but you're probably a good 35, 45 minutes from downtown Portland, Sherwood is something for you to definitely check out. Another fantastic neighborhood in the southwest Portland, west side of Portland area is Multnomah Village. This is a quaint little stretch of downtown that sits in the southwest Portland area, and it's all locally owned, for the most part, businesses. They've got restaurants, cafes, bookstores, retail, the like, and just walking down there just feels like you're kind of in your own little area of Portland. So many people love to meet up in Multnomah Village to grab a drink with friends, hang out, spend a Saturday or Sunday walking around, and just to be close to there and live there. They've got townhome and condo options, but they also have single family homes in the area. Now, it's not a huge area, so it's limited on the size, but a lot of people hear about Multnomah Village and think, oh my gosh, another walkable area, I want to be there. And it's technically in Multnomah County. So if you're looking for that kind of Portland, but want to be on the west side feel, this is kind of your next best thing. Again, it is not easy to find a lot of inventory in and around the Multnomah Village area. It does exist, but it's not like we have a lot of neighborhoods where you can just go look in. It is kind of hilly, definitely in actually Multnomah Village. It's almost like tiered a little bit. So you have to go down or walk up if you want to get to the lower level. But if you're looking for housing in that area, it does exist. It's really close to public transportation. So if you're not looking to do a large commute, you want to, utilize the public transportation system, it is right there at your convenience. We've got clients that live in the area and absolutely love it. We've got somebody that just called last week who we sold them this property a few years back, and they absolutely love being so close to downtown Multnomah Village area. It's desirable. Anything that's walkable or you can get to and from coffee shops is highly desirable, but you have to be kind of flexible on the location. I wouldn't really call it the suburbs right there. It's definitely more of an urban feel. So if you're looking for more of the suburbs or a family environment, that's not exactly probably what everyone's first choice would be. But if you're at that point in your life, that stage where you're just looking to be close to things, you want to be close to Portland, you want the Portland feel, this is a great place to, find your home and be close to something that gives you that sense that a lot of the east side tends to offer, which is walkability and being close to things. You're also really close to Garden Home, which is kind of the neighboring location to it, which offers a lot of amenities, parks, tons of options for, retail, shopping. You're close to actually, Washington Square Mall. You're close to 217. You're really close to kind of that Southwest Portland, Beaverton area. So those two locations can kind of go hand in hand a lot of times. But if you're looking for that walkability on the west side, but you want that Portland vibe and feel, then you really have a hard time beating out Multnomah Village. All right, we're back to the east side with another really fantastic neighborhood called Laurelhurst. It is a wonderful neighborhood. It's also got a cult following. We've sold a lot in that neighborhood. It's established long ago, so a lot of the homes that are in the Laurelhurst area are older. You're looking at the 40s, the 30s, the 20s, and a lot of them have been lovingly brought back to modern standards, but there are a lot of historic homes in that neighborhood to keep its presence of yesteryear. It has Laurelhurst Park, which is a massive, beautiful park. We've done a video on Laurelhurst, so go check it out. We did some walking around the Laurelhurst Park area, but you really can't beat having a park right in the middle of your neighborhood, right? I wouldn't say that Laurelhurst is incredibly walkable to like restaurants and shopping. Typically, people are looking at other neighborhoods if that's kind of the drive or the draw for them. But as far as walking, it's fairly flat. It does have some rises here and there, but getting to and from the Laurelhurst Park, there's all kinds of things to do in that park. And you're really centrally located in East Side, so you can get into downtown pretty fast. You can get to the airport really fast. And you are really close to so many of the areas of the East Side that people just love and adore to go explore, to go enjoy the food scene. Laurelhurst is really hard to beat. It has this presence about it that makes you literally feel like you're just back in time, that you're living back in time. But people really use that neighborhood as a walkable neighborhood when you're there, meaning you get there and there's just people walking their dogs, going for a walk all the time. But you are close to stuff, so it's not like you couldn't walk to and from restaurants and so forth, but it's not typically where you're just walking down the street to something really fast. So, but Laurelhurst has that neighborhood presence, that old school Portland charm, that the bungalows and all these square homes that people really admire about Portland architecture of yesteryear. So if you're looking for an old school neighborhood in Portland, that is another one of our cult following neighborhoods. All right, the last neighborhood I will mention, which is in Northwest Portland, but is close to the Northwest 23rd, Northwest 22nd area, which is known for its shopping, its desirability to be close to things, is that Northwest 23rd area. There are houses and large and small all around that area. There are some condo options. You're right there in the thick of it as far as being where everybody wants to be, especially on a Saturday or Sunday, strolling along Northwest 23rd, grabbing a croissant, having lunch with friends, doing the window shopping, and just being in the sense of what Northwest Portland feels like. And you're really close to getting up and over the hill over to the other side of Northwest Portland, where like Forest Heights and St. Vincent's Hospital is. So it's like you're kind of in that hub where you can go either further into downtown or up and over to the areas of Northwest Portland above and beyond. But they've just got a really cool vibe down there. It's really urban. So if you're looking to be in the urban area, that's your ticket. We have sold properties down there to clients who absolutely love being able to pop out their front door, walk a couple of blocks, get some phenomenal pasta or whatever it is, and be able to walk back without ever having to get in their car. It is truly a walkable area. You're gonna pay a premium to live in that location, but people love that location. It's got a mixture of townhomes, some condos, and definitely single family homes. And a lot of the single family properties are renovated to the point where they are just an architecture dream. They're gorgeous. They are reminiscent of the era in which they were built. It's really fun to go down there and show properties because they have all different kinds of housing, and they do have rentals down there as well. It's something to be aware of. It is a very urban location, so you will have a mixture of people who live and own as well as rent, but just kind of having that, just being in the thick of the scene down there and being close to absolutely everything. And Northwest 23rd has a lot of local businesses. They're locally owned and operated. That's something that we talk a lot about with Portland. It is local. There's not a lot of people who, want to go to franchises or, national stores. So they do a really good job here in Portland of those particular areas where you're walking to and from things. They're going to be usually locally owned. All right, that is a wrap on my top choices. What I feel like when people come to Portland, that's what they kind of tend to lean towards for different reasons. There are other fantastic neighborhoods and areas of Portland. It's hard to make this list and share because I started thinking about, I love this area, I love that area. But these are the areas that I see that when people come to Portland, they're looking for something unique and special. And the thing about Portland is it has all kinds of varieties of neighborhoods. I mean, it's very, very eclectic here. It's got a very different culture anywhere you turn, which I think is what makes us so unique here in Portland. It doesn't feel like we're cookie cutters or we have planned neighborhoods everywhere. It really has its own vibe in different parts of Portland. That's what makes this so special. So if you had any comments, which a lot of you do, please share them below. Be kind. We are all about that on this channel, and we'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback. And if you are looking to make a move to Portland, I'm Ann Stewart and my team member Erica. We are here for you. Just reach out to us. All of our contact information is listed below, and we will see you on the next video.